The segment on air right here on Good Morning Kenya, and we talk matters relationship this morning. And the question we are asking you is love enough to sustain a relationship? We had this conversation last week on Monday, and due to our public demand, you requested that we get to continue with it because we didn't get to finish or speak about it like we should have, like in depth. We had little time, and here we are back at it again. And remember, you're open to give us your contribution on the same. The number is 0716 103 301. 0716 103 301. Is love enough to sustain a relationship? And joining me for this conversation today, we have Might, who's here with us. Might is a trainer, a mentor, and also the CEO Pro Mentors Africa. Welcome to the program, Might. It's a pleasure to have you back on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, and also joining us today, we have my fellow colleague right here, my co-host for the day, that is none other than Mike Megwe, joining us for this conversation.
This is interesting. I want to hear what Mike is going to say about this topic. Because love, it's a whole different case.
Yeah.
But is it really enough? Are you swiping left or are you swiping right? Mapenzi tu imetosha. Mapenzi pekee, hakuna kitu kingine.
But even before we get deeper into the conversation, because maybe I would love to get your remarks on this, Mike. Would you say that love is enough? Or to you, what exactly does love mean? Well,
it's one of the fueling aspects that a relationship needs. But me, from my standpoint, I don't think it's enough. Ikitu, when it comes to mapenzi now, is it the only thing that can drive a relationship?
Unajua kitu moja ni kudefine love ni gani. Yeah. To define love ni gani, because love must have other things that support. Okay, love is there. Love is not equivalent to other things. Love is there, but for this to work, there must some things to be done.
There needs to be components that are, you know,
ambaye zitafanyika. Love ndio hii. Mungu alitupenda. Lakini he's calling us to do something towards that love. So love is something, the inner thing, the inner belief system of something. How I start hizi zingine za expression. But there is what we call distortion of that what I felt within my heart. So those distortion ndio sasa zinaleta component that love is not enough. Love is the only thing. It must be there. So that is a primary thing. But within this thing, lazima ilimiwe. Lazima upalilie. For you to get the result you want.
Okay, we have to kupalilia and kulimia. But I also want to hear from you. Do you think love is enough?
Love can be enough, but for me, I believe that love is just the foundation. When there's love, you've got the most powerful foundation of that relationship. Now you need to go on adding things onto this love for it to be enough. But just as it is, with just the foundation, and you're not adding on to things onto it, then probably it might not be enough. Because, you know, as we were arguing off air, Might, nilikuwa nimekuuliza, you know, with just love peke yake, kama inaweza, mimi nikisema kuwa I don't think it can. You know, there has to be communication, there has to be shared goals, shared values, there has to be trust, there has to be respect between the two of you and whatnot. And when you talk about communication, we're talking about effective communication between the two of you. And you said, hizi zote zinakosaje kuwa kama kuna mapenzi?
And ilifika wakati gani hizi zikatolewa kwa love? Because
so they are part of love.
So they have to be inside. So love is the blanket component.
Unajua maisha imefika mpaka pahali tunaanza kutenga hii, kutoa hii. No, is they are part of the love. Because if I love you, then kuna ile kitu hata nakuambia. Nakuambia iko smart. But I will start now talking it out. But this love that is not being spoken out, then it cannot be love. Ati secret admirer tunakupa aje sasa. I have to tell you. You need to know, because all of us are autonomy beings. We are unique beings.
Yes.
You don't reason the way you reason. You have a software vile umelelewa kwa familia yenu na vile nimelelewa kwa familia yangu. Si kweli? So kuna vile mimi wana lovers. Hizi vitu vipengele ndani ya love, kuna vile nilipata ile software kutoka kwa familia yangu, vile niliona baba yangu na mama yangu wakifanya, unaona? Vile wakipendana. Ama niliona baba yangu akipiga mama yangu. So maybe I will define love as that.
Yeah.
So umekuja ndani na tunapendana hapa, na I believe even some culture usipopigwa haunipendi. So sijui tutasemaje, because culture iko hapo, na culture is something that grows every day.
And that's why I'm saying you can't say all these other components are part of love. They are different, because now, as you've just put it, very well put it, that we are two grown-ups, you know, we've each grown up in different environments, different mentality, like things that were fed into your mind are different from what was fed into mine, right? And then now we've come together, we're supposed to be one. That is how it's supposed to be. That is how love, that is the relationship when you're becoming a couple or romantic love, you need to be one. Even that, the Bible says so.
The good book says
you leave your dad, you leave your families, and come be one. So now when you're coming to be one, it cannot be automatic that now we have the same thinking. It cannot be automatic.
There's also the aspect
simply because of love.
Individuality. When we come together, you're different, I'm different. But because we are in love, does it mean that one of us has to lose their individuality?
Hapana. Lazima kwanza ni admit wewe ni nani. Mike, unalalanga na unangorota. Mimi kwetu sijaisikia mtu anangorota. So kuna vitu sipendi pia. Na sio kupenda, ni vile I'm not wired that. So my mindset. So lazima tufike pahali tuanze kuangalia. Enyewe kuna ile inani drive kwako. As a lady. So iko ina drive kwako, na kuna ile ushai notice zile as in drive zinakuanga mingi. Lakini kuna kamoja mazi kananigonga roho, inaona mazi I can't do without this lady. I can't do this without this guy. But now we need to go beyond that to realize all of us are selfish.
Yes.
You're selfish on your own way, and it's not bad. It's the way you have been. The mindset yako based on kule umegroia. Imagine mimi nimegroia Dando. Umegroia another place Kileleshwa ama Murang'a ama Kisumu. So you have a different software on how you see things. And I have different software of how I see things. And here there is something that have pulled me, and I see, oh damn, lazima, maze, ninampenda tu. Then we must now come on the table and start now analyzing this thing. We start, I love cooking. For you, no, stay in the kitchen, I cook for you. Then itafika pahali your friend, your circle, I call it saloon methodology, wanakuambia maze, utaleja hii kupikia hata kitu hata kama yai, utalia kupendi. So there are other voices that are surrounding me. And you have voices. So how do we manage these voices so that it does not distort the love we have? Love is there, but the voices distort. How I've been brought up distort this love. So there must be something to be done. There must be communication. Not only communication. There must be tuongeniaje, how do I correct you? Is it an open-ended question? Is it a closed-ended question? Sasa ni suti gani ulivaa leo?
Manze.
And there's a way I can tell you, mazia kasuti kako poa, lakini ka last week kalikutoa poa. Sijaribu, you know. Mimi kwetu ni ile pap
blunt.
Wewe kwenye jazoea hivi.
So you also need to be conversant of that.
Alafu ule jamaa unapenda haku comment uko smart. Alafu umekuja hapa KBC.
Kila mtu ananiambia unakapona.
Kila mtu maziko smart, unashangaa. Hiki jamaa akikuona.
Which now brings about a very important aspect of communication. But even before we delve into that, remember you can be part of this conversation by texting us via WhatsApp or calling. The number is 0716 103301. 0716 103301. So, communication. How should it be approached now? If at all we are saying, yes, love is there, but then again, when it comes to communicating, how do we navigate that space?
Number one, in communication, lazima to realize, wewe uligrowia wapi?
Yes.
Familia yako iko namna gani? Mimi niligrowia na nimebring you up na single mother. My mother, kuna vipengele aliweka ndani yangu kuhusu love. No, baba yako alituacha. Baba yako ni hivi, baba yako ni hivi. So even as you get, kuna kakitu kana kuvuta kwamba unanipenda, lakini unaanza kukumbuka ile software huko, you know, wanaume ni wale wale. You get? So first is the software you have. And now I need to start communicating this software and nianze kuona, even taking you social issues, social places. How are you handling this? How are you handling this? I need to be so keen on your behavior pattern. Hakuna ile tutakuja official. In fact, in love you become official itawaka. Because kuna vitu utaficha.
Yeah.
Tuko pamoja lakini sometimes mnaenda tu kwa mabeste. Kuna vile utabehave. Ugala angalie enyewe bazi. Sijajua hapo kapati kako. Unaona? So in communication si atu kuongea peke yake. Verbal and non-verbal. And especially non-verbal communication. Inaongea sana.
Yeah.
Inaongea sana kuliko mdomo. Mdomo inadanganya my friend. Labda mazi nimekufa na wewe. Si hata tutafufuka.
There's a
vitendo haziko.
Yeah, there's a question that came up last week whereby someone was suggesting that a man was given that responsibility to love the woman, right?
Yes.
Biblically as well. And the woman's responsibility is to
respect me.
Yes, respect. You know? So how does that, you know, how do we move around that whereby it feels like the man has that responsibility to just love? Mimi si lazima nikupende. Wewe ukinipenda, we can still have a relationship and build a home together. Is that possible?
Today in our work, things are evolving. The Bible and the good books were written based on that time, the social analysis of that time. Yes. And they were analyzing things. There's even somewhere they say, ladies should not put trousers, you should not do this, you should not do this. But things changed. There's a good friend of mine called Jesus came and say, I'm not coming to change
A good
those.
friend of yours.
Yeah. I'm not changing these.
Yes.
The roles zile mlikuwa nazo, ni sizibadilishi, lakini nazieka tu we penda. You get? So in today's era vile tuko, it's not only a component of a man loving.
Yes.
In fact, the reality today, ask a community, women love more. That's what they say. Wasemanga si hatupendi. But the truth is, mwanaume anaweza kuwa silent. It's only that ladies will talk more.
Yeah.
Ladies will express.
Yes.
They will express their love. They will say this and this. Mimi niko tu, lakini nakupenda, nakufa na wewe.
Yeah.
I wish ladies they realize that tunawapenda sana.
Yeah.
But there's the analogy nowadays that I've had with most ladies. Wanasema, wewe usijipatie kimbelembele ya kupenda mwanaume. That is the job of a man.
But
you know, because a woman can learn to like and can learn to love you. But for a man, they cannot learn to do that. They either love you or they don't.
Anchoring on what Vivian has said, Mike, tell me if this is right. It's easy for a man to make a lady fall in love with them as opposed to a lady making a man fall in love with them.
Yeah, because a man will love if they love. If they don't know how to pretend.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mwanaume hata pretend for long. Atapatikana tu.
Yeah. A woman, if you're doing right by me and whatnot.
Yeah. Na kuoneshe, that's why your component that I love and the woman, you just respect should be there.
Yes.
It's a two-sided. I respect you, respect me. To me, my view, my perspective today, I should love you, love me. It's a two-way. It's a two-way. Because we are starting to live together. But if ni pale tu respect, respect also is a component ya ile love. So to me, because in loving you, I must respect you. So I think the good book was talking about me ni kulove na ni respect. But this to me is one. Because I cannot respect you if I don't love you. If I don't appreciate you. There's some other component zinaenda na mimi siwezi kukupenda na sikurespect na sikuappreciate.
But can it be lost in the interpretation? Because
absolutely.
Men, I think the interpretation of love for men is respect. But for ladies, it goes even to action.
Ladies, they want tangible things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something they can see. For us, iko tu. Naweza tukuko kahau na sina stress. Ushaifika pahali, jamaa kushikwa kama una cheat. Hakuna watu waoga kama majamaa. Ni vile si ujifanya mautero.
Yeah.
Lakini I'm telling you. niko pahali dunda tu hivi alafu wifi ingia hivi. I swear unasikia kaniko utaingia chini. Ni vile tu nataka kujifanya mwanaume lakini it's one of the things that kill us fully. Because wewe unapenda kabisa. Unaona? Lakini kwa dem anaweza cheza game mingi sana zile mwanaume hawezi cheza.
I don't know if I'm agreeing with that.
A lady will even see atakuonesha vile anapenda na talking the truth hayuko hapo.
Yeah.
Talking the truth kuna kipengele fulani that huyu jamaa mazee analipa rent. Huyu jamaa wenyewe ana.
Like there's
so
what is keeping
tu pale
up
for the sake. Jamaa ataficha. Jamaa iko hata akijaribu kuficha hai last long.
Yes.
Itapatikana tu.
Yes.
Utakuta tu pahali nime switch off.
Okay.
Na ukiswitch off huko.
Yeah. I remember you can join this conversation. Our lines are officially open right now. You can call in and give us your reviews or remarks on the same. 0716-103-301. 0716-103-301. We cannot wait to hear from you. Lady, gentleman, just call in and give us your perspective on this. Do you feel like love is enough to sustain a relationship? Kama sio enough, nini ingine inahitajika for a relationship to be healthy and long-lasting? Now, Mike, is it possible to outgrow someone you love? Because I'm sure you've heard of this. I feel like the love is fading. I don't feel the spark anymore. So, is it possible to outgrow someone you love?
And hii kuja sasa haiko. What was the genesis? Labda ulinipenda kwa sababu ya kitu fulani.
So the only way
sababu ya kitu fulani ita fade.
So the only time it fades, it's because it was pegged on something.
Yeah.
This love was not just unconditional.
Na sijui ama I used to tell some Nairobi University students. Nikipitia hapo na kiatu na imeparara waambie dem hi. Akwa please give me a break. Hata ukipitia hapo na kakaa haya anachuna hata smile. Na akismile hata mjuane hivi. Yani today imefika pahali what you have we are relating it with the love. Ama kitu uliona ndani ya ujamaa. Ujamaa alikuwa smart. Alikuwa anavaa suti na hivi na hivi. Siku ile utachange your dressing. Then I'm like,
so if that translates to love being conditional.
Absolutely.
Today. Now, if that is the basis of a relationship, then there is no aspect of longevity within that aspect.
That's why today, that's why it has been distorted, the real love. Because tunaangalia, mazee, hata wazazi they are contributing. Huyu jamaa amesoma.
Anafanya kazi gani?
Kwanza hiyo swali iko. Huyu jamaa anafanya kazi
gani? Njaa huko.
You know, we are comparing. Na si ati ni mbaya ama ni mzuri, lakini we are relating other things. What if wakati job yangu itaisha? Will you still be there? Will you die with me? Some people are dying with somebody. Unaanza kuangalia mimi ndio na mingi as a lady kuliko jamaa, and it's happening. But I think hizi vitu sio mbaya, but do we love genuinely such that wakati hii itakuwa I'm still with you. So lazima good books will say a man should provide, a woman should do what?
A woman
should. I think today's era it's different. You're working, I'm working. That was them days ambayo women were just in the house. Today you're working, I'm working. So we can come on the table.
I'll have to cut you short a bit. Let's pick our caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm very fine.
All right, talk to us. Tueleze, do you feel like love is enough to sustain a relationship?
I know.
Tueleze reason yako ya kusema no ni gani, Steve?
Unajua nowadays. Madem, yani wanadai tu. Then alafu hii kwanza kucheat. Kucheat is another thing. So love. Bila kuna love.
Yeah. So
I think niyo tu.
So una feel love peke yake haiwezi?
Haiwezi.
Nini inasaidia relationship then ku last longer?
Maybe ukipata mwenye mnapendana na yeye. So hiyo ndio inaweza nini?
So unasema bado mapenzi, kupendana si ni love? Steve.
Unasema
maybe ukipata mwenye mnapendana na yeye. Kwa hivyo love is the foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sawa sawa, asante for your contribution. You can also get to call in live 0716103301. Steve amejichanganya. Nasema mapenzi si kila kitu, lakini bado to make a relationship.
Love itakuja bado.
Yeah.
Alafu amesema mambo ya do na cheating. So how do they relate sasa? Maybe angetuelezea kabisa how they relate in maintaining a relationship. But mambo ya do.
Finances. It's actually the main reason why marriages fail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's say you are in the nascent stages of your relationship, mmeanzana tu, mmepatana. When do you bring the financial talk?
Immediately tumeanza tu kudate hivi. Jua mimi wana.
On the first date.
On the first date.
Really?
Kwa kwanza?
Hey, you're nayo ni kucome in strong sana.
Wacha nikwambie, na ndio unaona. Kwa nini? No. Ndio nisikwambie mambo ya heaven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Na kuvaa moti. Mimi wana hivi. Hata una ani hivi. So both of us ndakupeleka out, utanipeleka out. So tumeanza to ease the way. And the moment you start talking how you are, in fact, hiyo inatokea wakati naanza kujua who are you. Many times you talk about how you are caring, you are this and this, but you're not talking about your status of finance.
I hear that Salim is on the line. Let's get to listen to Salim. Salim, good morning. It's like we've lost him.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa.
In fact, vitu zingine zinakuja, si ati ndasema chapa yangu ni my wealth is this.
Yes.
But by the word go, realize maze hii mwezi pale iko sina hata ndururu. Unaona? Na mimi jamaa nisijifanye utiru mpaka sometimes kupeleka out even when I don't niende kukopa hapana. Sweet leo mimi nimekaa mbaya. Salary ya last month imeisha nini.
But I feel like the conversation of finances, especially in the dating stage, early dating stage, maybe you don't need to mention what you're earning, but get to understand when this dating of ours makes something out of it, you know, maybe we come to a point where now we are starting to live together, we get married and whatnot. I think swali yenye mnafaa kuanza kuulizana huku kwa dating ni wewe, when we are in marriage, what do you expect me to do financially? What do I expect you to do? I feel like that's how the conversation should be. Wewe una expect nani analeta nini kwa table, nani analeta nini kwa nyumba, nani analeta nini, so that you get to understand. Maybe the lady you're with, yeye ni wale mwenye ana believe msichana hafai kutumia pesa yake kwa nyumba.
At the moment you brought something called classical conditions.
Yeah.
When you bring classical condition, unaleta nini? Haitaenda mbali. Kuna vitu zingine hautasema ni finance tuna discuss, but it just flows by itself. Just flows by the way, najua hata una wako wapi. Unaona?
Yeah.
Ujasema una ani ngapi, lakini na wako pahali fulani. You see? Inafika tu pahali unasema mazee kasarali kale nilikuwa napewa mazee. Siku hizi kana yenu imeanza imekuja tu ina flow. Inaanza kutoku flow. So the moment inaanza kuflow is when you come to realize by the time tutakuja pamoja, ulikuwa unalipa rent, nilikuwa nalipa rent. Tufanyaje? Kuna haja kulipa rent mbili? Hapana, tukae pamoja. So hii rent moja tumeanza kulipa, hii nyingine imebaki. Tukweli, hii nyingine tunaweza fanya nini nayo? Lakini sikue wewe ndio okay, some people say this is what you do, and it work for them. Others will say hii ni ya hii. To me personally, atusemangi wewe utalipa hii na mimi ndalipa hii. As we do it as one with my wife. As with responsibility yake, anahitaji this and this and this, might you are the one doing this and this. For us even account is one. Salary yake itaingia, yangu imeingia, tunajua tunafanya nini na nini na nini. Haina ati wewe role yako, salary yako ni hii and yako ni hii, and it's working. But depend with each person.
We have a caller from Nakuru. Joy from Nakuru. Good morning if you're hearing us.
Morning.
That's George.
Oh, George, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, what is your contribution?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, you know, I can see people talking about love.
Yes.
I just want to know.
Go ahead, George. Do you feel like love is enough?
What first I want to know?
Continue.
What is love?
You tell us now, George.
How do you understand love?
Because I have never fallen in love. I'm like 50 years. and it has affected my life so much. I don't even know what is love.
Yeah.
So maybe Mighty there
Yes.
can explain to me what is love.
Well, okay.
All right.
So Mike will
Yes.
get to explain that. And even before you leave, maybe George, you know, after getting the understanding of what love is, do you feel like it can be enough to sustain a relationship? George?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think
Okay, we've lost
Mike,
him.
Now,
Answer that.
Mimi,
Yes.
love,
Yeah.
it is something that is inside. If you tell me, do you love me? I tell you sometimes I don't know. Because it's an expression that it is in the heart, and sometimes there is no hormone to interpret why I love you. It's something that comes within me, and I just feel comfortable with somebody. I just feel comfortable with my mom, I love her. Lakini hiyo is because vile amenilea tunaanza. Lakini kwa nikaa dem, inafika tu pahali something triggers the inside me, and I feel, hey, this person. There are some things utaangalia hata tabia zake zinakupendeza tu. And on the process you find, you start feeling that hey, tunaweza naye. Hey, you're smart. Hey, you start now expressing some small things based on my selfish me. Alafu ule mwenzangu ataanza kufeel, kuna kakitu umesema pia, kama ni touch. So there's that inside thing that you feel of someone. The inside thing that it cannot be even expressed.
Okay.
Because that's why you find sometimes ningesema love, unakutua wakati wa wazazi wetu. Mama anapigwa the whole night, amepigwa, anarudi kwao. Baka masista yake unakuta baka amerudi kule.
Okay, we have to take another call before we lose that caller. Hi, good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Ukoje?
I'm good.
All right, Sigei, tueleze, what's your take on the conversation that we're having?
Okay, to me, I think love is not enough. It needs something like a flavor, like money, so that maybe you can at least add the flavor of the relationship.
What are these flavors that need to be added on to love for it to be enough?
Okay, it's good to treat maybe your partner in a good way. Then if maybe even the partner was not in deep love with you, it will enhance it. Like when maybe you don't have money, then thereafter maybe you want to at least entertain your partner, and then you have nothing. So that means love will fade. Yeah.
So tumerudi pale kwa most of the love that we're experiencing right now, most of it ni conditional, sio unconditional.
Yes. Because mostly, currently, the most ladies are following money.
I don't know what to say as a lady.
Because even men,
Yeah.
they are looking for somebody who can bring something to the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Sigei, for contributing.
So this
Lazima kitu kutrigger.
Yes.
Why love?
But love generally, you know, if you were to define it, love is a strong feeling of affection. In simple terms, it's just a strong feeling of affection.
And it must be triggered, and that's why there are 3 ladies. Why did it come to this? I love you and not this. So kuna kitu itakutrigger based na vile umelelewa. Kuna mtu ataangalia na huyu dem ni mrefu. Na kitu kutrigger tu, I love tall ladies. There's a trigger that trigger now start cultivating within me.
Based on what Sigei has said, it also brings about questions around the aspect of what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table?
Let's pick this one more call and then we get back to that. All right, Patrick, good morning.
Good morning.
Talk to us, Patrick. What's your take on this? Wewe unasemaje, love inatosha ama lazima iongezee vitu zingine?
My take is like this, really. My take
Kindly mute
Go
your
ahead.
TV. Kindly mute your television.
My take is this, huh?
Yes.
When God created human beings, when God created human beings, he Eve, huh?
Sorry.
And what happened there? The first marriage,
Yes.
to Adam. And that is where the love started. What we are experiencing right now is what is called infatuation.
Wow.
There is no total love there at all. Because when God says love contains all the elements that we can feel and see. What I mean is that even respect is within the love. All things, when somebody loves you, he is responsible for the entire of you. And not only on the side of a relationship of a man and a woman. But you see, these days, it takes the other side of loving, whereby it cannot work at all. And that is where we fail. Because when God says man to love the woman, he means it. And it is not only love by seeing the face or the figure, but he says when man loves a woman, the woman, he will take care of the woman, he will be responsible for the woman, he will be everything and protect the woman. But you see these days, when a woman and a lady and a man meet, it is the lady that now proposes to love the man. And the man fails to take his responsibility as the one who was told to love. Because to respect. And respect is within the was given to man. As I'm in some comments in the screen, those are components of love. And you see, when we take love as just a mere thing to do as people who don't even trust God, then we are going to miss it.
All right, thank you.
I want to say that we go back to what God said and know love as what God said to be done. Then, after that one, then we will have all the components in the love. So what I'm saying, love is enough to sustain a relationship.
All right, thank
you.
you.
I want to tell ladies, don't take a part which is not yours. When a man loves you, the man means what he does. So don't love men, but let men love you. Vivian, take it from me that when you love a man, somewhere, in some state, you will have to say. Then when a man loves you, it will be something that will go on and go on.
Right.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Thank you so much. And I agree with Patrick, by the way. That's what we were saying. As a woman, let the man love you. And then the relationship will flow as it's supposed to flow.
Anaongea based on context ya biblical.
Yes.
Because wakati mwanaume alikuwa peke yake, hakuna kitu ilimtrigger. Alipewa power, akaname hizi until the time God akarealize ameboeka. Then he was made to fall in a deep sleep. Wakati aliamka hivi, aliona mtu anafanana. It triggered and he was like, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
So even in today's life, there must be something to trigger you. It might be education. It might be whatever it is, but we must go beyond that trigger. Ndio isifike pahali fade.
Yeah. Kuseme hakuna spark anymore.
Hakuna spark anymore.
All right, let me read a couple of messages that have come in. Someone is saying, Love is not enough. You can stay in a relationship yet no love, especially when it comes to marriage. I am a married lady, but I am deeply in love with another. Okay. Now this is chaotic, but I'm deeply in love with another married man. I feel that I love him more than my husband. Okay. All right. Another one here. Someone is saying, my take is that love is a beautiful thing, but love alone is not enough to sustain a relationship. A lasting relationship needs trust, communication, commitment, and respect. Love is the spark, but it's the daily choices and effort that keeps the flame alive. There are so many messages. Mwingine anasema ili kile kinaweza fanya mapenzi imarike, kwanza ni heshima, utulivu na uvumilivu. Hizo tatu ndizo zitafanya mapenzi iwe katika ndoa. I think most messages are claiming that love is not enough.
But hizo vitu unasema ni part of love. Tulizitoa aje kwa love? Heshima ni part of love. So uvumilivu is part of it. Mbona tunazitoa nje? They must be part of it. Heshima lazima ikuwe part of it. Respect lazima ikuwe part of it. Unajua ni part of this kikombe iko ndani. So ndani ya hii love ndio hizo vitu zinatoka. So tukiziseparate ni kama hizi vitu ziko nje na love iko hapa. So because ziko nje na love iko hapa, then we are going wrong.
Okay, let me read more messages. Someone is saying love is a foundation, but the structure of a lasting relationship is built with trust, respect, shared purpose, communication, and efforts. With those, love alone can be overwhelmed by life's challenges. That's when he's saying, I'm Emmanuel from BGM. I don't know where BGM is. Love is not enough. Also, support is needed. Love alone is not enough. You cannot see love, but you can make love to be known by doing what is needed. The example they've given for that explanation is that you can tell me you love me and you don't check on me. Sasa hapo love iko wapi?
That's why nasema hivi. And I think all this we agree with that. Yes. Ile tu tumefika pahali media na social media imechange love to be different. Ukiangalia the origin of love, hizo vipengele zote zilikuwa ndani. But we cannot ignore what is happening today. Yes. We cannot ignore.
But you have also to agree that amongst all those components, communication takes precedence.
It has to.
Absolutely.
It has to.
And how you communicate now is what matters, because you have to read tone, you have to decode the messages you are telling us. Those things, how you communicate matters.
Na tena, communication yangu na wewe ni tofauti ya wewe na mwingine. Vile tuta communicate sisi wawili ni tofauti. I can borrow some ideas from a certain couple, but we must develop our own way of communication ambaye if we share with others they will see ai mna ufala lakini sisi tunaielewa lakini nyinyi hamwezi elewa ile tuna generalize vitu tunadhani ile communication vile new deal na udeni yako we should do the same. No. We are different, very different. We think differently. Yetu mimi na udem yetu tumeanza polepole na kuna watu watakuja waanze kuangalia tuna ufala, lakini kuna vile tumeanza kuelewana. Kuna vile nimeanza kuexpress. Kuna vile haizi lala kasi sijakuja. Kuna mwingine anasema wewe lala, si atakuja si utamwekea pota hapo hivi kule chakula. Unajua? Hiyo ni way yake. Our way is different. And I'm not saying kumwekea pota ni mbaya.
All right, and that is where we get to end the conversation today. Thank you so very much, Mite, for joining us. Thank you for the input. And a big thank you to each and every one of you who have gotten to participate on our conversation today. The messages are coming in. There are a lot of them. We can't be able to read all of them, but we really thank you for your participation. The ones who've called, thank you as well. Is love enough? You can continue with the conversation on our social media handles. That is at KBC Channel 1 across all platforms. My name is Vivian Degwa. I was here alongside my colleague Mike Megwe, and our guest for the day was Mite. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Goodbye.